becomes the example of what it is to be manly and good. But it's not something extra wonderful. It's the bare minimum level that we should expect, or we become self-centered, arrogant blobs, myself included, entitled. I said it earlier. I can't help it. When I go out and like eat some expensive seafood dinner, and I think about all the starving children around the world, I feel guilty. And I know it's good to go eat a nice seafood dinner and pay the waiter a nice tip and have a restaurant. But I see how the fake left controls well-meaning people, that any type of wealth is bad, because they take people who have empathy and who feel guilty when they're doing better than others, and they manipulate us into turning over our lives to the state to have our money spent where they would. So I want to do an analogy soon, or a parallel video, or maybe even really do it for real if a restaurant would let me, where I want to go in and sit down with hidden cameras at a table at a nice restaurant and say, mind if I have half your iced tea and half your steak? They're going to say, get out of here, you're crazy. And I'm going to say, well, I'm the government, or I'm these corporations that want government welfare. It's the equivalent of coming and sitting down at your dinner table. See, where is their guilt? I feel guilty if I've got a new Ford F-150 pickup truck. I mean, I bought it 2 years ago, but I consider it to be new. Meanwhile, I see people who are government bureaucrats I know stole the money, driving brand new Mercedes, and they're all glitter bugs getting off on people looking at them in their fancy vehicle. And I'm not saying a fancy vehicle is bad in and of itself. I'd love to drive some 700 horsepower sports car, but not because I want to be looked at, because I want to drive a fast car. And again, I'm kind of waxing philosophical, and I'm not even giving answers here. I'm just talking about what goes on in my mind, because I have a conscience, I have guilt. I have guilt about things I shouldn't even have guilt about, because I intellectually know the right thing. But there's that internal dialogue where I'm trying to be a good person, trying to really be honorable, trying to not just say I'm a good person, but I'm trying to really be one. There's that compared to these sociopaths and psychos who are running around everywhere, who just think because it's for them and what they want, why, then it's fine, and you can go die in a ditch. And I know there's a mass awakening happening right now, because things that have been going on for a long time that nobody made a big deal out of are now all over the news. Wall Street Journal, New York Times. Let me find it right here. Oh, it doesn't matter. I got a whole bunch of articles here on this subject today where police all over the country are pulling people over who haven't stolen anything or who don't have drugs on them and taking their $5,000 or $2,000 or even taking their car. One of the headlines today is when cops became robbers. And there's a whole stack of news here about how the big banks are caught laundering drug money. And that's old news for our audience, but it's not old news for the general public that's just now waking up. Here's Boston Globe today and Reason.com. Both have articles. Police seizures of cash rise, fueled by private training firms. And then there's another one that we just mentioned out of Reason, when cops become robbers. And it's a federal program, because the states, it got abused 20 years ago. The state said, okay, cops can only keep 10% of the money they seize now for the department. You can't have 90% of it. You are clearly out there robbing old ladies in these departments. And so the feds came along and said, we'll give you 75, 80% if you will put the money into a federal program. Well, that just federalized the police. I've been talking about this since I got on air. And it's now, no exaggeration, when I go through my stack every day the last month, it's in the stack 4 or 5 times. I only found 2 of these while I was sitting there fumbling around looking for it right now when I remembered it. There's probably 5 of these today in the stack, and you'd think Alex Jones wrote all these. And let me tell you, in the past, it would be some weird boss hog thing in Louisiana or Texas, because most towns, the cops weren't criminals robbing you, but you'd pull into the wrong town, and the cop walks over and is obviously a criminal, looking at you with a criminal look in his eyes, giggling at you, says, let me see your driver's license. And they go, that's a lot of money. I've even had this happen to me. And I go, $200, a lot of money? Where'd you get it? Bet there's something on it. This actually happened to me once. That's $200. They didn't take it. They pull over an old lady. She's got $3 grand in there. They know old ladies tend to carry a lot of money on them, especially Depression-era women. They might carry half their money with them in their purse. And I'm going to need you to step to the back. They get you out there. They rob you. They go, I'm going to take it. And if you don't do it, I'm going to go ahead and arrest you. And I know there's going to be drugs on this money because they know all money has drugs on it unless it's brand new. And then they do that. In one town in Texas, CNN had a special on it. They had robbed something like 20,000 people a year like that. And let me tell you, you get pulled over by a cop with double swastikas on their forearms. Oh, I forgot that part. One time we were actually speeding when I was a teenager. And we'd even been drinking beer, not a lot of it. But we both had blonde hair and blue eyes. And the guy literally said, oh, you're white, Heil Hitler. And you can go. And we were like, whoa. Oh, my God. I don't know. This is incredible. Stay with us.
In today's unstable environment, self-protection is critical. Civil unrest, riots, looting, it's happening now right here in the United States, and your rights are at risk. If passed, H.R. 5344 would ban Level 3 and above body armor. Katie Armor is standing up for you. We offer the most affordable Level 3 body armor on the market. Katie Level 3 armor withstands pistol and rifle hits up to 7.62 NATO. Get yours at katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Katie Armor, come and take it.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Our big story. Gun owners react as politicians continue to ban high-capacity magazines state by state.
I think that these weapons ought to be stopped.
Magazine restrictions have already happened in 9 states. Staffed with formal special operations personnel, GunMagWarehouse.com is the only company that specializes in gun magazines. GunMagWarehouse.com has the largest selection of the magazines you should stock up on. Go now to GunMagWarehouse.com before it happens in your state. Get it before you regret it.
Clean water at home, clean water at the office, clean water on the go. The Berkey Guy has a Berkey water filtration model for anywhere you are and one that fits any budget. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. For free shipping within the U.S., go to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Helping thousands prepare since 2005, goberkey.com.
Listen up. GCN Live teams with Prepper and Shooter magazine to offer an amazing exclusive deal. Be one of the first 1,000 listeners to visit GCNlive.com and click the Prepper and Shooter image. Then receive a free issue of Prepper and Shooter magazine. Choose the 3rd issue with rock legend Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad on the cover and get the first 2 issues absolutely free. This exclusive offer ends September 30th, so get your free issue of Prepper and Shooter now. Only at GCNlive.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
I apologize. I've been a little bit scatterbrained today, but some people say those are the best shows. My children never wake up a lot at night unless they're sick, but my daughter, for whatever reason, I don't know if she snuck caffeine or what, woke up, I'm not exaggerating, 10 times last night and came into my bedroom and was waking me up. And so I feel great today, but I can tell I'm going to crash later with no sleep. I mean, it's weird when you don't get sleep, you're almost more hyper early in the day, but then later you're like brain dead. That's how I'm starting to feel right now. So the show has been a bit all over the map today. I think the point I was getting to, though, about having a cop in East Texas want to rob the money out of my wallet for no reason in a small town, and then another one letting me and my buddy go because he was a racist. And well, what happens when the towns are all Hispanic? They're only going to give whites tickets? Or I mean, I don't want to live in a country where they're pulling black people over and giving them tickets because they're black. Or I drive into a black town and I get mugged and killed because I'm white. Well, whites treat us bad, so I'm going to kill you. It's just like, I want to live somewhere where people are treated off what they stand for and not stereotypes. But then the so-called left thinks they've captured the moral high ground saying that when they're the ones pushing it more than any Ku Klux Klan ever could. And I've now gone full circle from Ebola in Africa and the epidemic to, going off into police all over the country. Now state police, mainline police forces are robbing money out of your wallet. That's a lot of money. They're taking as little as $500 now. And it is highway robbery, and it is criminal. I'm not evil because I want to carry some cash. Sometimes I give family in their stockings and stuff for Christmas. I'll get $2,000 or $3,000 out of the bank and, give all the kids and cousins in the family $200 or whatever. I mean, am I bad when I'm carrying around $2,000 on me? I don't usually. No, it's my money. And don't give me your fake drug war excuse when the government ships in the majority of it. And I've got a whole bunch of news articles today about Bank of America, Citibank, you name it, caught laundering billions in drug money. The drug war should have been over in the 90s when it came out the CIA was shipping most of the cocaine in. Our government grows the opium in Afghanistan. It's compartmentalized. 97% of the government doesn't know about it. Just like 97% of the government doesn't know that the DEA and other agencies listen to all the phone calls and have full access to the NSA illegally with parallel construction and then engage in fraud. Overthrowing the entire judiciary system. Froggo in England. I apologize. I didn't know you were holding from England. I didn't see that it said England. Thanks for calling. You want to talk about Scottish, British independence?
Yep. Hi, Alex.
Thanks for calling, brother.
Done it.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Ah, you can hear me. Good. Right, the line turned funny all of a sudden. Hi, Alex. Well, I finally rung up. So, the British Prime Minister is going to Scotland to boost the no vote, is he? No, he's there to boost the yes vote. Because who the hell is going to do what David Cameron says?
Well, that's right. Having that snobby Tory up there, when everybody knows Scotland has always leaned towards Labour, that would actually make Scots vote against him, wouldn't it? So, the Better Together campaign, what are its great stars? David Cameron, the man who called the referendum, I have more to say about that. Her Britannic Majesty, Mick Jagger, and a bunch of non-entities. Oh, Nick Clegg. Okay, I get what you're saying. You're saying they actually want to make them vote to leave so that then megabanks can loot Scotland. Or I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm going to do some overdrive. I'm going to come back to you. But I want to explain to listeners. Do you know why with listeners, everybody goes, hello, 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 am I there? It's because the Talos phone system that most stations have makes a psh noise when it goes to you, and people think they've been disconnected. I hate that phone system because of that. But it's industry standard. It works well. It's a very nice phone system. But for 19 years on air, I've had to deal with people wondering what that sound is. And that's why I'm irritated. Not with you, but with that.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of superoxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.